The challenge is that man has now sinned. Huh? The pathway to realize that promise that was made is only residing in the heavens. Where is it residing? In the heavens. Any time that God ever decides to make true on his word, the heavens have to act first. God made promise. Am I correct? Any day he decides to make true. Now I say that Jesus Christ was a minister of the circumcision. For what? He do the rock. For what? For what? Any day God decides to make that thing a reality, the heavens have to act. You know why? There is no capacity residing on the earth. Only the heavens have to act. The initiative has to come from what? The heavens. Listen to me. The operations in relation to heaven and earth is ascension and descending. Ascending and what? Descending. If you have ever ascended, you will find out that it is death to descend. Is that not true? You will find out that the distance from heaven to where the distance from heaven to earth is so far that God has to craft a master plan that is iron tight to make sure that in that journey, even the one that decided to embark on it will not be lost in it, because there are many variables that is included in it, including the fact that a woman will give birth in Bethlehem, in Judea. Herod is there. All manner of things. Hoping that human beings that are not dependable will play their part well. Imagine if they did not. Are you getting the point? God was working over time. Because it is not just that that man will appear. He will appear as man and pass through the redeems of humanity. Suffer. The Bible said we have a high priest that is touched with the feeling of our infirmity. It means that he passed through other rooms. How do you keep that variables in check? The only way to ensure that the variabilities that come with the unpredictability that comes with the human folk can be dealt with is to simply hold up everything in the heaven. But unfortunately, it has to descend. What will happen? Descend. So the sun have to descend. The distance from that heaven to earth is so much that even the Father and the Son were in pain. Huh? For God not to turn back on his promise, he gave an oath. As I spoke, I'm carried in the spirit. As I spoke, I am carried in the spirit. I just saw an elder walking before me in the spirit. He said, this is the path we passed. Walk in it. When God catches and captures a man, he doesn't know the end. He cannot fully explain to you. He gives you a promise. The day the things he told you begins to manifest, even you yourself will not know that he got to that extent. I'm not sure even Abraham knew how far what God was advancing to him is. I'm not sure he knows. I'm not sure he knows. I was telling somebody today. I think my brother Jimmy, I was telling him in the office today. I said, even Abraham did not know that it is not possible for God to appear on earth except that his covenant with God is recognized as the template and tarmac upon God can land, how much honor have God placed on man? Sometimes I want to ask God to exclude us in the show, seeing that we are not trustworthy. But he has vowed. He knows. Listen, don't tell me that God doesn't know, because he knows that man is not trustworthy. Huh? When he spoke in the book of Genesis chapter 6, he said, my spirit shall no more strive with man, because he's what? Flesh. He's flesh. I thought he will stop, but he kept searching. I don't know. He kept searching. I know that in my generation, God will find me and find you. He will advance covenants that will make him not to change his mind. Because there might be days we will not behave properly. So God made sure that the gospel is standing upon a covenant he cut with men, never to be broken. Because there are days things will happen and God will look at it and say, Kai, this young man that I'm trying to help, all the time you are running back to master, what are we going to do? He will want to go back, he will turn. Jesus will say, you owe me. Leave this young man. Leave him. Leave him for me. Leave him. There is still hope. There is still hope in this young man. He's so bad. Everything that the way he's too weak, he's too done, he's not making it. Including him, he's disappointed in himself. I stand many times, I ask God, what do you see in me? Because I'm not seeing anything in me. Raise up your hand if you see something in you. You are you see something that you see something that God will look at you and say, I am gonna use you. That is why you will fail the examination. That thing you think is your qualification must have been what is disqualifying you. The gospel is a declaration that God in his Son made a covenant that anybody that believes in the Son, that person, God can keep working and advancing his purposes with the man, irrespective of what is innately weak in your flesh in Adam. So many times we misbehave, God will look beyond it and look at the covenant. There are terrible things. Terrible things in man, terrible things in this world, terrible things in darkness. No wonder the scripture said, have respect unto thy covenant. This small boy is not capable of walking this path. I've not been here before. Hold my hands, Jesus. Hold my hands. 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 There is a power that leads from earth to the heavens, where the purposes of God advances beyond our imagination. And that is why many times God demands of you something and your response is obedience, not calculation. Because the things we speak about is beyond your imagination. What the gospel contains, I know you people spoke about or understanding. You spoke about understanding. How much can you understand? If it is not for the mercy of God, where will you even be for now? Where will you even be? Where will you even be? Lord, go beyond me. If I understand, may my soul be blessed. If I don't understand, show me mercy. The way I'm looking at you, the way I'm looking at myself. Are you getting what I'm saying? God must advance beyond the things that came from us. He must stand on a sure ground. He must stand on the rock that is Christ. That is the plane from which he can speak to us. If he spoke on any other ground, we will be consumed. Jesus is the ground that he needs to stand. Are you getting the point? And all men that will survive, we have to clear up all the obscurities that cover the ground of Christ and make sure that God indeed is seeing that ground, because he can't come. He can't come. We have to declare that ground specific. We have to make it exclusive so that he can come on that ground. Your will is not strong enough. Your discipline is not strong enough. Huh? Your actions are not strong enough. It's only Christ that has the ability to act well, and he has acted in the gospel. He is the one that have the ability to live well. He has lived in the gospel. He is the one that have the ability to think properly. He has thought and invested his mind where? In the gospel. He is the one that knows the way. He has transversed all possible realms. He has invested it in the gospel. And every power and ability that is required for us to run our days on earth and eternity has been charted, invested in the Christ. The gospel is an invitation to tread those holy paths. Show me Jesus, because my strength will fail me if you don't show me. Allow me to walk the ancient paths. May I see the things that mortal men are afraid. There is a path that no fowl know it. The vulture's eyes have not seen it. It is the path that makes a villager at Oba now a co-heir with Christ of the heavens. Who are you? To even think of it is an abomination. You are supposed to be killed for even thinking about it. Yet the scripture said that he was not ashamed to call us brethren.